Alright, Tom. This is for Journal 5 of Student Teaching at the school that I'm at, which you know. According to the talking points here that I was given with the schedule, it says to talk about the first full week of teaching. To be honest with you, that's already been going on for about 2 weeks. So, as far as that's going, it's definitely tiring. I think I've been putting in 10 to 12 hour days. I did that last week, this previous week, I guess, the week of the 29th. The week before that, I was probably putting in 8, 9 hour days, so standard days. But then this week, I kind of bumped it up to stay on top of things and keep things graded, and I just felt better in the morning coming in and a little bit more prepared. So I think that'll be something that I will be addressing when it comes to hopefully being employed. Um, as far as that week went, it was a pretty standard week, you know. A couple days of lecture, I broke that lecture up. I tried to do an activity the day before you came, which I had mixed results. Some sections just embraced it very well and went for it, and then other sections totally failed my expectations, and it just wasn't good. I'm glad it was before lunch, though, because then I could just eat lunch and not have to worry about it. So I guess that's a good thing. As far as that goes, I'm not going to really talk too much about that. I'm going to talk about what I changed after you came in and observed. I know we discussed briefly the appropriateness of the term old fart, and to tell you the truth, I really didn't use it again. I thought that maybe it was a little bit inappropriate. It was just a brain fart to use that, and I definitely do not want to encourage ageism in any form. And if I offended you or my cooperating teacher, I think I already mentioned something to my cooperating teacher, I apologize. Not that you're old, Tom. Your casual observation on time that I spent with certain demographic groups of students, I actually took that to heart quite literally, and I definitely made an effort, a conscious effort, to remedy that and spend more time equally with not just with all the different ethnicities and races in the class, but also the genders too, because I think sometimes maybe I get talking about football a little bit too much when the students are working, so I tried to spread myself out a little bit more, and I could tell I felt better about it too, and I appreciate the criticism as well, or the casual observation, as you said. Definitely a good reminder, and I think maybe all teachers need that from time to time, because I think what personally what I see is that teachers will find students who either share their interests or they remind them of them, and they sort of gravitate towards them. Even though in science we learn that opposites attract, sometimes the student-teacher relationship, it's the similarities attract, and that's just human nature. So, but I definitely took it into advisement and made a conscious effort to change my behavior. As far as next week is concerned, I have included a couple of YouTube videos into my curriculum, whereas I just showed them and then I tried to connect them. I'm going to, this time, include an assignment with a couple of questions which will accompany the video, and I think I'll maybe play it twice because the students don't always pay attention this time around, but I think I'm going to give them the sheet ahead of time, have them review the questions, and then we'll play it again at, I'm thinking on my feet here, at the end of the class, let's say, and then they'll have to answer those questions and turn it in. I am constructing my lesson plans for this week as of right now, and I just thought I'd take a break and do the journal as requested by the schedule. I feel pretty well prepared, and what I don't have done, I will definitely be finishing up here within the next couple hours. Let's see here. What else did you write? Yeah, that was really cool when we got talking about that evolution argument, and then it was strange because in the I think the next class after you left, the war in Iraq got brought up, and so it was a good exercise in remaining neutral and trying to help the kids figure out where they stand on it. I tried to stay out of it for the most part, something that I feel very strongly about, but I realized too that um, cramming your opinion on subjects is definitely a turnoff. So I didn't want to do that too much. Let's see here. What else did you have for me to think about? Yep, I did write the word demography on the board after you mentioned that, and I definitely spelled out some other terms. But I think it was it was great to see that transition of kids being quiet during the lecture, because if everything's on the board or everything's on the PowerPoint for them to just copy down, then um, they're not going to just listen. They're going to talk and write at the same time. Everybody can do that. Really, that's about it. I'm looking forward to next week. I'm going to be dumped back down to 4 or 3 sections, but I might just see if my cooperating teacher will let me keep one of those advanced biology sections, and I'll let you know on that when I find out. Uh, in a related note, or an unrelated note actually, I did receive that Iowa Farm Bureau scholarship, so thank you to you and Bev if you want to pass that along, and I'll make sure to mention something to her about my appreciation for exposing me to that opportunity. So I'll have a luncheon, as I was told about that at some point in time that I'm going to have to go to, and my cooperating teacher has already signed off on that. So I think 7.5 minutes is probably too long to be listening to one student. So I will talk to you later. If you have any other questions or need anything else from me, feel free to contact me as you have that information. Thanks. Have a great week with your observations, and I'll look forward to seeing you in Johnston, or, well, I'll see you before that with our final conference.